your face appear on everyone you meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it is time for Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles. Welcome to the Saturday show. It is January 18th, 2025, and I'm in a good mood. You can probably guess why. You see the way I'm dressed. I'm dressed like a complete whore. And yeah, I am a complete whore for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. I had a good old time watching the football before the stream. Sorry if you're a usual viewer of Mild's Culture Plate and you were expecting me at 6 p.m., but there were still football to be played at 6, and I had to move it to 7. If you're currently a football fan, you're probably skipping my stream right now to watch the uh, the Lions versus the Washington Dummies, uh, which is going on right now. I'm going to catch some of that game and my dinner after the stream. But it was an interesting game. The Kansas City Chiefs won 23-14 at home, Arrowhead Stadium, against the Houston Texans. And I mean, from the get-go, I'm not going to talk football very long, but from the get-go, It was doomed. When this happens on the first play of the game, now I don't care if you like football or not, this is an interesting, thing right here to show you folks. When this happens on the first play of the game.
All right, I already made that first video talk about.
Okay, I'll turn that off. But you got the guy throwing his helmet on the ground, and then he runs over to his own special teams coach and shoves him. When this is the first play of the game, you know you're doomed. You know you're doomed. That's all I'm going to say. And honestly, I think Boyd there, Chris Boyd, should be arrested for that. I mean, that's assault. That guy's not a player, he's a coach. Anyway, got Cool Frog in the chat over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome, brother. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Anyway, so yeah, in a good mood today, in a good mood. There's a new narrative going around on Twitter. If you haven't heard, the inauguration has been moved from the concourse of the Capitol to the inside, and yeah, crazy leftists on Twitter are now claiming that Trump's just too afraid of the cold. And they like presidents who aren't afraid of the cold. And there's a lot of these posts. I picked one at random, just the most recent one that jumped up at me. But here, let me just go ahead and type in the search here. Yeah. Yeah, you got Brian Krasenstein here. How will Trump stand up to Putin, Z, and Kim if he can't even handle 20-degree temperatures? Little Donnie afraid of the cold. It's all over Twitter. Other people. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, Trump, it's Trump being afraid of the cold, right? It's not, Trump and his team not wanting to be responsible for a giant crowd of people who may or may not know how to bundle for that type of weather for an event that long. I was just talking about the Kansas City Chiefs football game. There was a game last year where it was this cold, and the Miami Dolphins game here at Arrowhead Stadium in the wild card round weekend last year. And there were bitter winds, bitter wind chills. And it was reported here in the local news in the Kansas and Missouri area that like hundreds of people had to be treated for frostbite. And I'm sure after the game tonight, the Kansas City hospitals are going to be full of people having to be treated for frostbite. They said it felt like 7 degrees out there. And so, yeah, 20 degrees to go to the Capitol and see Donald Trump. Yeah, there are people who would be that hardcore to brave those temperatures. And like you don't want that. You don't want people risking losing limbs to be part of a historic event. It's just ridiculous. The responsible thing to do is bring it inside. It's not being afraid of the cold. It's not about Donald Trump's comfort. It's about the safety of thousands of people. Go home, watch it on TV. Hey, we got Billdozer74 in the chat over on Rumble. Good seeing you, my man. Cheers and welcome. I don't have my soundboard set up tonight, but I'll give you my own little cheers and clap. Cool Frog, one for you too. Sorry. Anyway, so those are a couple things. Real quick, before I get into the other news stories, um, just a quick show note. I hate moving around my schedule so much. I wasn't able to do a show this past Monday, even though I said I might, and things have been moved around quite a bit. Bill Dozer 74 says Bill Mitchell asked why the Chiefs had open seats. I'm like, dude, it's frigid. Yes, exactly. I could have went for $75. I could have went. I know I ain't gonna do it. but but yeah. Quick show note. Yeah, I was wanting to do a show this past Monday. It didn't happen. I think what I'm gonna do though, this upcoming Monday, I know we got Bill Dozer and Cool Frog in the chat. I don't know what their plans are for streaming in and around the inauguration, but I plan on doing some sort of stream at some point around the inauguration. I don't know if I'm going to stream the inauguration itself, but that's likely at this point. And then Monday afternoon, evening ish, 4 or 5 o'clock, I might do just get to know me kind of stream. I do these once in a blue moon, especially around holidays, and since I have Monday off for Martin Luther King Day, I might do a second stream where I just chit chat about comics and movies and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely going to have a couple of streams going on Monday. I don't usually stream at all on Mondays, but I feel like I owe it to the loyal audience that shows up to the streams. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get into the news that I chose to cover tonight. Speaking of Houston, we found the Texans fans, folks. Drug addicted rats infesting the Houston police evidence room. Law enforcement will begin to destroy seized drugs that some Houston police have stored for more than a decade that no longer have evidentiary value, authorities said. Drug addicted rats are eating narcotics seized and stored by Houston police, prompting a change in how long police department is required to store the evidence, officials said. Houston Mayor Whitmire, Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier, and Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz announced new steps Friday to dispose of drugs and other evidence kept at police headquarters downtown, some of which has been sitting there for decades attracting rodents, even though the cases they are linked to have long been adjudicated. About 1.2 million pieces of evidence are kept in the evidence room downtown and at a secondary location, a property warehouse, including hundreds of thousands of pounds of drugs, officials said. We got 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage, and the rats are the only ones enjoying it. Tier said Friday that the drug evidence collected before 2015 that is no longer needed for cases will be destroyed. An old rule did not allow destroying drugs unless cases predated 05. His office will use its funds to dispose the drugs, Thierry said. A new position has been created in his office, filled by a senior attorney who will work with law enforcement to help destroy evidence held at 2 locations upon the immediate completion of a case, Tyrion police spokesperson Jody Silva said. Yeah. Law enforcement and a lawyer destroying the marijuana. Yeah. Fun times. Where do I apply? Oh, I guess I got to be a lawyer, huh? Prosecutors sent notifications this week to defense attorneys representing subjects in 3,600 open cases involving drug evidence, explaining that rats have been eating the drugs held in the downtown evidence room. Raphael Lemaitre, a spokesperson for the DA's office, said Wednesday. He said that of the open cases, only one has evidence deemed compromised by rodents. Asked whether the rodent problem in the evidence room would compromise convictions, Lemaitre declined to answer, saying he's not an attorney. Peter Stout, president and CEO of the Houston Forensic Science Center, said the media briefing that evidence held in storage room attacks rodents and critters of all types. It's a nationwide issue, Stout said. This is a problem for property rooms everywhere in the country. Rodents, bugs, fungus, all kinds of things love drugs, he said. This is difficult getting these rodents out of here. I mean, think about it. They're drug addicted rats. They're tough to deal with. To illustrate the problem, Diaz, the police chief, on Friday showed reporters cocaine seized in '96. He said of the suspect, he pled to 20 years. He's already out. It has no more value within our legal system. It must be destroyed. He showcased marijuana from 1993 and said it just attracts rodents. It's not something we can continue to do as a police agency, he said. Yeah, I wouldn't want to smoke marijuana from 1993. Like it's already been dead and dried out in a brick for 30 years. Jesus. I mean, I don't smoke marijuana anyway. Okay, folks, it's time. Let's see. Do I still have my overlay? I do. It's time for PsyOps, thirst traps, shift posts, and grifts. Let's do this. Okay, we've got tone deaf influencers slammed for using the LA fires for clout, clicks, and cash. By Chris Harris at the New York Post. They're flaming LA holes. Tone deaf influencers are chasing clout, clicks, and cash by filming themselves among the charred wreckage of the California wildfires. Thomas Wu and Veronica Coste were snapped on January 7th posing with a group of other influencers for selfies and videos. I'm assuming that's what this is, this screenshot here. With the Eaton fire, the second most destructive wildfire in the state's 173-year history, as their terrifying backdrop. And yeah, look at them smiling. We have Rusty Rivers over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. Says he's found his way here. This must be good. Well, there's going to be some good and some bad, probably. I like to think I'm good, but you be the judge. Cheers and welcome. Go ahead and give you a little. I don't have my soundboard set up, so welcome. And we have Shut Up I Can Cook over on YouTube. Cheers and welcome. Says, howdy, about to sleep. Listening, Mild was late. Well, yeah, I was late because I was supporting my local football. Afterwards, Coste posted a video of herself gleefully dancing in the street as ash and embers wafted by. The post was denied an interview with Coste, and Wood failed to respond to repeated requests for comment. Creators' insatiable desires to go viral with funny, sardonic content will always override their empathy, commented a Reddit user. Others apparently took cruel delight in the destruction, thanks to their own petty grievances, critics claimed. Alexandria Pierce posted an Instagram clip called Karma, celebrating a Gelson's grocery store in the Palisades burning to the ground. Why? Because she was barred from returning after filming a video with her dog in the grocery store. What the fuck? The actual store burnt down, she announced. She burst out laughing. No one died. Okay, that's funny to me because their actual store, bitch. Some of the fires used for their own mundane content, critics charge. So yeah, look, I'm just gonna skim the rest of this. I'm not gonna read a bunch of this. Cool Frog's headed to bed. Well, good night. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, sir. Maybe I'll catch you if you're on in the morning. And Cookie wants me to stop fucking cussing. Well, okay. Sorry about your fucking luck. So we have this Bianca Matisse. There's a screenshot of her saying, LA is burning and I took an edible to cope. Now I'm high and thinking about how I could be dying in a natural disaster. And none of the men I've gone out with recently could even text to ask if I'm okay, let alone be able to save me from any actual danger. Well, such is the hoe life. Such is the hoe life. Cookie wants Asian men to get her drunk. Bulldozer giving me yeah, I need to try Rumble Studio out again. I really do. I have been meaning to, but I literally just keep forgetting to cancel my credit card information on StreamYard. Uh, but yeah, if their sounds features better than StreamYard now, I can't stand the having to click and click and click. Cool Frog says he'll be on at midnight Mountain Time. All right. That'd be what, 1 a.m. my time? I don't know if I don't know if I'll be up then or not. I might. We'll see. Oh, what is this? LA, this is devastating. And she's got herself looking like fire. Oh, look at this. Wearing shorty shorts. Got crotch all hanging out. All right. So yeah, there's that. People just can't stop grifting off of tragedy. Speaking of grifting off of tragedy, we have another psyop thirst trap shit posts and grifts. I did a story the other day on my show about this Eagles fan. Where is it? I had it on here. Sorry, I had to get ready for the show in a hurry. Oh man, did I not copy it over? Dang it. Anyway, I did this story the other day about an Eagles fan who was screaming at a lady at a football game last week, called her a cunt. And there's some new information. Oh dear. And of course, I'm not going to be, it's quicker to Google this. Here we go. Fox News. Yeah, I thought I had that one open, but I didn't. Okay, so here we go. Packers fan harassed by a man at the Eagles playoff game is now accused of wanting to go viral. He knew this would happen. A Green Bay Packers fan that shared a video of his fiance getting berated by a Philadelphia Eagles fan during the NFC wildcard game at Lincoln Financial Field on last Sunday has now found himself at the center of controversy. Alexander Bassara and his fiancee, Allie Keller, attended Sunday's game in Philly, but their experience supporting their team soured when the Eagles fan identified as Ryan Caldwell lashed out at Keller and Bassara in a vile tirade. Caldwell was heard calling the woman an ugly, dumb cunt, while Bassara recorded the interaction. Cookie's asking who Cool Frog is. Well, come on over to Rumble. You'll find out pretty quick. And Billdozer said he'll be on at 9:30 p.m. Central. Is that going to be tonight, Billdozer? Couple topics and the Dozer Den DJ hour. And Cool Frog says his stream will be running till 7:20 in the morning. And Cookie wants white supremacists to censor her. And LOL. Anyway, the interaction led to Caldwell being fired from his job at a New Jersey DEI consulting firm, was also reportedly banned from Lincoln Financial Field. Social media praised the move by Caldwell's former employer and sympathized with Bissara and Keller. However, as the story continued to unfold, several people on social media began to accuse Bissara of seeking out such interaction in order to record content. In a GoFundMe set up, he asked supporters to help send him to the game. If you didn't know, I'm born and raised in Philly and 1 hour from Eagles Stadium, so I ask of you fans, send me to Philly. Send me into the belly of the beast. I've done it multiple times, repping the Packers proud, and I'm fully ready to do it again, he wrote. I've been cursed at, stuff thrown at me, and even my first ever cheese head ripped off my head and thrown into a fire bin while supporting my team in Philly. But I'm sure as hell not scared to do it again. And then, of course, after the incident, he said, what it's like going to Philly just trying to root for your team. Unprovoked and uncalled for. Packers Twitter, help me find this guy. I hate that my fiance had this happen, simply cheering for her team. Rusty Rivers says, didn't an Eagles fans assault Santa? Yeah, they threw bottles at him. And then and Bill Dozer says, yes, sir, tonight. So, yeah, check out Bill Dozer, 9:30 p.m. Central. That's 10:30 Eastern. That's going to be Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Cool. 3 times a week. So, yeah, it's looking like he set this up. He knew going into a football stadium, dressed as a, being a fan of the other team, especially one of the more aggressive football stadiums. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. Everyone's an asshole here, right? Everyone's an asshole. This guy works for a DEI firm, and he's going to go to a football game and start calling some woman a cunt. Like, you can't do that. So you deserve to get fired. But then this asshole, dressing up in Packers gear, going to Philly's stadium, and getting into interactions. Now, we don't know what happened before the camera came on. The guy said that we didn't have the full context. And then, of course, the couple that were filming it said, oh, yeah, no, that's the whole thing. But he was clearly saying something about a play that just happened. And because she had to have celebrated something earlier, and he was like, yeah, they only got to the 1 yard line. No, don't celebrate yet, you fucking cunt, right? That was kind of the context. So she had said something or done something that led up to that. Now, I'm not being a victim blamer. That doesn't mean she deserves to be called a cunt. But I don't know. It can get really fucking annoying at your home stadium seeing the other team's fans getting really fucking cocky. And honestly, fuck the Packers. Let's just do that too. Fuck the Packers. Cookie's accusing me of lying. Bill Dozer's getting after it. Yep. And Cookie's calling me a white supremacist. Well, I don't know about supremacist. I'm self-interested. I don't know if I'm supreme. All right, so let's bring that down. We've been covering a little bit of RFK Jr.'s efforts to make America healthier. And a couple weeks ago on the stream, we were talking a little bit about the beef tallow situation instead of using seed oils. Now we've had a second fast food chain agreeing to make the switch. Steak and Shake announced in a press release that all locations will soon cook its famous shoestring fries, which are gross, in 100% beef tallow. Currently, the restaurant chain fries its potatoes in vegetable oil, but the switch is expected to be completed by February. Now, again, I don't really love these kind of fries, but I might actually eat Steak and Shake just to support the move. I might do a couple meals at the Steak and Shake this February. Similar to how lard comes from pigs, beef tallow is the rendered fat of a cow that can be used for any cooking application that calls for solid fats. Its high smoke point also makes it an excellent option for deep frying. Contrary to what the main name may suggest, tallow does not taste strongly of beef, so don't expect Steak and Shake fries to become especially meaty, although there may be a hint of it. The change comes amid consumer backlash against the perceived toxicity of vegetable oil and other seed oils. Although seed oils can be unhealthy due to added salts and sugars, which are the primary culprits behind health related concerns like heart disease, there is no evidence supporting the unique toxicity of the oil itself, according to the Daily Meal. Yeah, I'm going to call bullshit. There's plenty of evidence. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring that down. So, yeah, shout out to Steak and Shake. Cookie says she's going to sleep. Calling me a supremacist. Am I a beef supremacist? Do I come with tomatoes and sour cream? All right, now into some of the politics. We got this video, thanks to the Free Press, of Mike Johnson talking about Joe Biden not remembering an executive order.
I do stand by it, and I say this without any personal animus at all. I mean, in some ways, I actually kind of feel sorry for Joe Biden. I mean, he's in the twilight years of his life. He is not, obviously, has not been in charge for some time, and I know this by personal observation, and now the whole world knows it, and it's been very, very concerning to me over the last, year and a half since I've had.
So wait a minute, I got to stop you right there, Mike. You've been watching it. And you've seen conservative commentators talking about it and hearing leftists say, no, that's just a conspiracy theory. And you didn't come out with this story then? You didn't back up the conservatives that were being censored and being shouted down by leftists about how Biden's the sharpest he's ever been and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Rusty Rivers, why didn't you sound the alarm? This is why I don't trust Mike.
Can you tell us a story when you say personal observation? What
Well, I
kind
mean,
of thing did you see?
it's public now because the Wall Street Journal got it and put it on the front page.
Uh-oh.
January a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had been asked. I became speaker in October 2023, and there were all sorts of big national security concerns and everything going on. And I started requesting a meeting with the president because I'm kind of old school. I'm a constitutional law guy. Speaker of the House should be able to talk to the president, especially in times of great national interest and calamity. But they wouldn't let me meet with him, and his staff kept giving me excuses. This went on for like 8 or 9 weeks. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, he doesn't have time. What are you talking about? I'm second in line of the presidency. He has time. I need to talk to him. We had, I can't say the classified parts, but we had some big national concerns at the time that I was losing sleep over. Finally, I just went to the Hill press corps and I said, the president is not being allowed to meet with the speaker. There's a problem. So they started putting pressure on him. Long story short, they finally relented. They invited me to the White House. I show up and I realize it's actually an ambush because it's not just me and the president. It's also Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem, the CIA director, everybody. And then, so I walked in the Oval and, I know what this is. They're going to hotbox the speaker on Ukraine funding. That's what it was.
Yeah.
This is probably third week of January. We sit down, we're in the midst of it, and the whole
and you caved to him, you fuck.
We don't need to have this conversation. The president reaches over just like this. We're sitting right next to the fireplace in the Oval, and he grabs my arm and he says, the speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Would y'all just leave us alone? And I looked up on the faces of some of the staff standing around the wall, and they're like, oh, no, he did it. So he called it. He's the commander in chief. So everybody leaves. He and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office, right over the rug by that coffee table. And I said, Mr. President,
apparently I got the long clip.
This is very important. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about that I've heard.
Rusty River saying it's okay to say it now because Captain Shitpants is done in 2 days. No balls. I mean, we hope so. I mean, until I see President Trump at the White House after taking his hand off the Bible, I'm I'm not going to believe it's happening until it's happening. They have tried everything they could. They threw this kitchen sink to keep Trump out of office, and all the Hail Marys. Like I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Dan Bongino has been talking a lot about some threats he's been hearing about the Capitol, and it's all speculation. He says he has no inside sources, but it's just like there's a lot that people are really nervous about with this weekend. So yeah, until he's in there signing executive orders and passing laws, dude, whether Captain Shitpants is done or not, the deep state the deep state that used him as their fucking weekend at Bernie's is still there. And so that's why, yeah, this dude fucking is part of it. He covered for it.
I think and what do we do? But first,
and yeah, now it's okay to say it with no balls.
I cannot answer this from my constituents in Louisiana. Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Like, I don't understand. Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine because they got to get their gas from him, And he looks at me stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order, 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG.
Oh no.
I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought.
Okay, but you're also the Speaker of the House. And the House of Representatives have passed multiple bills since you've been Speaker that are way longer than that aren't being read. Let's put it that way. Aren't being read by the people voting on them. So you're just as guilty of this as the dementia diaper shitter. You are just as guilty of not knowing what you're signing as he is.
We're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't know.
Okay, there we go. Thank you to the free press. And yeah, I do not trust Speaker Johnson as far as I can throw him. Real quick, I just wanted to quickly take a pause from the normal broadcasting of the show to wish a happy birthday to former First Lady boy Michelle Obama. Good old happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday, Mike. Always nice having America's first African-American First Lady boy. Yep. Good to have you by. All right. So, yeah, it is inauguration weekend. And yeah, Trump is officially in D.C. So again, the swearing in has been moved inside. Anyway, this is an older article from earlier in the day. But anyway, so you may be asking, there are a lot of people who are asking, what is Trump going to do on TikTok? Well, from Aaron Pellish and Brian Stelter of CNN, Trump says he will most likely delay the TikTok ban temporarily, but has not made a final decision. TikTok could go dark on Sunday, but could be back as early as Monday. Trump said he will most likely delay a ban on TikTok for 90 days, but he's not made a final decision, according to an interview with NBC News on Saturday. I think that would be certainly an option that we look at. The 90-day extension is something that will most likely be done because it's appropriate. It's appropriate. We have to look at it carefully. It's a very big situation, very bigly. Rusty River says, that's why I'm on the Trump train. He doesn't just phone it in, good or bad. Yeah. If I decide to do that, I'll probably announce it Monday, he added. The suggestion of an extension is the latest twist in a saga that's dragged on for months. Skim. On Saturday, the White House called TikTok's warning about going dark a stunt. We see no reason for TikTok or other companies to take action in the next few days before the Trump administration takes office on Monday, Karine Jean-Pierre said. We have laid out our position clearly and straightforwardly. Actions to implement this law will fall to the next administration, so TikTok and other companies should take up any concerns with them. Yes, but you banned it. And no corporation is going to knowingly break the law for over 24 hours straight. You fucking scumbags. Pardon my language. So anyway, I mentioned Dan Bongino earlier. President Trump made an appearance on the Dan Bongino show the other day. And here's what he had to say about January 6th convicted dangerous criminals.
I believe that is the case. Can we get an answer between you, Pam Bondi, and hopefully Kash Patel on who this person is and have the FBI open the books? Because I believe this is a huge scandal and a massive cover-up.
Or the criminals that should be convicted, rather. My bad. This is about the pipe bomber and Ray Epps and the other guy.
I think we will, and I think we're going to find out about Ray Epps, and I think we're going to find out about Scaffold Man. You know who Scaffold Man is,
Scaffold
right?
Man.
The guy who's screaming to everybody, go into the building, go into the building. We're going to find out who Scaffold Man is, and we're going to find out some other things. And I think you're going to be very happy with what I do with respect. I call them the J6 hostages because I consider them hostages. You know, they did a beautiful song, and they asked would I do the words, not the singing, the words. And I did. That song went to SV for so long. It was beating out Taylor Swift. I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, but that's okay. And everybody else, beating them all out for a long time. And it was pretty.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift either. Of course, ESPN during tonight's game kept cutting to Taylor Swift in the box seats with Caitlin Clark. Apparently, Kansas City had some sort of women in sports awards show this weekend, and Caitlin Clark was in town. And so Taylor Swift and brought her as a guest to the football game.
Amazing.
I believe that is the case. Can we get...
Okay, so there's that. So yeah, Trump wants to do something about our J6 hostages and says he's going to make sure they dig into the pipe bomber, Ray Epps, and the Scaffold Man. All right. So that's the politics stuff I have for tonight. Let's get into the weird stuff. Okay, so you're probably wondering what's going on with the title of the stream. Unless you've already seen the news. There was this clip that went viral earlier this week. Let me see. Do they have the... Yeah. Okay, so here's the clip.
Hi, how are you?
So this guy pulls up to one of the, your average drive-through coffee places, right? And this is a bikini coffee place, right? So the women are dressed in bikinis. And he pulls up, and I guess from what I've heard, they saw this guy before. But this guy pulls up, and she's got her camera ready.
Good. Have you been here before?
And he pulls up, and
Sir,
he's got his
you need to
pants
leave.
around his ankles
Unacceptable.
and his meat hanging out.
Call 911.
And she says it's unacceptable and call 911, right? Well, there's a development in this story. Arizona man without pants shoots himself dead after weird coffee shop encounter. This is from TMZ. A despondent man fatally shot himself after he was caught with his pants down literally in his car at a coffee shop in Arizona, according to police. The motorist, Nautica Malone, began his journey toward death last Wednesday when he pulled up to the drive-thru line at Bikini Beans Coffee in Tempe, Arizona, and was approached by an employee who noticed he did not have pants on while taking his order, cops said. Police said the employee told her manager as Malone rolled up to the drive-thru window, still naked from the waist down. The manager allegedly whipped out her cell phone and recorded video of Malone, who was masturbating. Rusty River says you got to put it away when receiving your coffee. Yeah. You don't, because, man, I've seen with my own eyes when I worked in the drive-thru, I saw somebody get a coffee dropped in their lap. You don't want that without pants on. The video was subsequently uploaded to social media and it spread online with millions of viewers commenting and accusing Malone of inappropriately touching himself in front of the manager. Malone then drove to the city of Goodyear, Arizona, and shot himself in the head on January 11th. Tempe police tell TMZ on the night of Malone's yeeting, members of his family showed up at the coffee shop and were aggressive with his staff, stating Malone had yeeted himself over the incident. We reached out to the owner of Bikini Beans Coffee, Ben Lyles, who tells us our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the individual involved during this difficult time. It was an unfortunate and tragic situation. As a company, the safety of our employees is always top priority. In this case, an individual chose to commit a crime at one of our locations. We take incidents like this very seriously and remain committed to protecting our team and maintaining a safe and respectful environment. And then TMZ urges that if you know somebody who's struggling with similar thoughts of yeeting, text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. So while we're talking about the drive-thru in grocery stores and the like, I ran across this video and I thought it was worth some talking about because this chick has a great point about grocery store etiquette.
Make it make sense. Deli cheese in a plastic bag.
Okay, deli cheese in a plastic bag.
Bread in a plastic bag.
In a plastic bag.
Almond milk in a plastic jug. Blueberries in a plastic carton.
Okay,
Paper towels in a plastic wrap.
Plastic.
Peppers in plastic. Plastic bags for your produce.
Oh, see? There you go. Grab you a handful of the produce bags and put all the rest of your groceries in it.
Meat wrapped in plastic. But they won't give you a plastic bag or a brown bag unless if you pay for it, of course, because we're saving the environment.
You see that? We're saving the environment. We're saving the environment by not letting you put your cart full of plastic in more plastic. She's right. Make it make sense because it doesn't. You know what I do when I go to the grocery store? Now, granted, I do take my own bags to the store just because, quite frankly, it kind of keeps the bagging boy at the grocery store away from my groceries because, quite frankly, oh my God, let me go on the grocery store rant for a minute. Rusty Rivers, paper straws wrapped in plastic. Yes, they do that too. Yeah, at the Starbucks, places like that. Yeah, we'll give you a paper straw, but we'll wrap it in plastic. But yeah, at the grocery stores, the bagging at the grocery stores. I take my own bags so that they will let me bag my own groceries. Because you're left with this damned if you do, damned if you don't decision, right? So I fucking hate self-checkouts. Self-checkouts are again, it's the robot takeover, right? We're trying to automate what labor costs the companies should have, and yet the prices aren't going down. So we got the customers doing their own labor that they used to have to hire out for. Well, I say fuck that. No, I go to where the people are, but then I want to bag my own groceries. So that's why I take the canvas bags, so they're more likely to let me bag my own groceries, because even though I want them to do the job, like the people they hire are downright idiots. They don't know how to bag items. Oh, you have eggs? Here, let me put this can of beans right on top of your carton of eggs. Oh, you got bread? Here, let me just cram all this stuff in with your bread so it gets nice and smushed. I mean, it's literally the basics of the job. Don't destroy the customer's items while they're paying for it. And yet, they do every time. Or they're so slow that I've got a line of people behind me and I'm like, just let me help you. Just you scan it and you let me help. But every damn time, I have to take the cart about 5 feet away and rebag everything before I take it to my car. Because if I try to put it in my car the way they bag it, I'm going to have destroyed things by the time I get home. Okay. So Rusty Rivers is a little newer here. If anyone else is new here, you may not be familiar. We have a tradition on this show every Saturday. There's a segment I like to do called Love Does Admonish. Love Does Admonish is a segment where we go to this YouTube channel called Love Don't Judge. And it's been a gold mine for content, for things to talk about, for ways to examine relationships. And this YouTube channel called Love Don't Judge, what the point of their channel is, they find people with unique relationships, relationships that have a little twist, right? And these people have decided to put their relationship on the internet, and they get a lot of criticism. Sometimes it's deserved, sometimes it's not. And sometimes, as we here at Miles Culture Plate like to examine, is there a reason why, even though maybe you don't deserve full-on hatred, you might deserve a little bit of criticism? Because we here at Miles Culture Plate, we like to outlast haters. And going on Love Don't Judge is not you outlasting your haters. And we've had some great ones. I really, sometimes I'm just grab a random one. That's kind of what I did today. I didn't really sift through them very well. I just wanted to find a longer one because wasn't sure I'd be able to fill the time of the show today. But here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to do Love Don't Judge. My mom married us after a month of dating.
Is Willow. She fell in love with Rob.
My mom married us after a month of dating.
It was just meant to be.
And their 35-year age gap means that they often encounter online scrutiny.
He's 60.
They call me the Black Widow. They're all still alive.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why they're calling me that. Sorry, babe.
They're all still alive.
Ow.
Today,
So this isn't the first old dude you've been with. All right, I'm interested.
they will be finding out what Willow's mum really thinks of their relationship.
How did you feel when I told you about me and Robbie?
Robbie?
My mom's smiling. Look at us. We're all just so happy.
Okay, but if this isn't the first time you've dated an old dude, then your mom kind of already knows you like them gray, right?
Happy. That's the biggest smile ever, but now you see where I get my smile from.
It was a great day.
I know. Look at us. I'm Willow, and this is my husband, Rob, and my mom married us after a month of dating.
Wait a minute. I got to go back to that. Wait, what?
I'm Willow, and this is my husband, Rob.
Celebrity optician, and she's a musician / model. What do you think? Is it Instagram, OnlyFans? Which is it? You know she's on probably both. But which one is she going to be advertising? Because that's the thing about Love Don't Judge. They get a lot of these people off of Instagram and OnlyFans.
And my mom married us after a month of dating.
We dated for 30 days and said, you know what? When it's right, it's right.
We actually met on Tinder 4 years ago.
Met
But in
on
a short
Tinder.
time, she met somebody, and I'm.
Wait a minute. You don't have your age set. Like, you have to have your age set. He was fishing for a youngin', and she was fishing for an oldie.
Met somebody, and because we were across the country, we couldn't get together. So we pretty much bounced back and forth with FaceTime and text messages.
Wait.
For God, almost 4 years.
This past December,
4
I
years.
got booked to do a music video, and so I came down. I was supposed to go to bed early, and I didn't want to. So I was like, who is in Los Angeles that I know? I was like, Robbie.
I was actually half asleep. I was laying down. I was exhausted.
Oh.
And I heard her voice saying that she's in LA. And probably the fastest shower and hair blowout I've ever done in 60 years.
Why are they showing
She pretty
this?
much moved in 3 hours into our first date. I think
moved in. Some random chick. Now, granted, you've been talking to her for 4 years by this point, but like, how often have you been talking? There's a huge gap in this story. I hate Love Don't Judge for this. They always give us this huge gap in the story. What happened during those 4 years? Because she says she was just in LA, not even thinking about you. And then it occurred to her, who do I know in LA? Oh, yeah, you. And then she just moves in? What the fuck? Rusty River says they probably both know Diddy. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. This is weird. This is a weird fucking story. Who does that?
it was just meant to be.
It was meant to be. Now look,
Now, there are people
maybe
on
he's
the
right,
internet
but
that were like,
Haters.
yeah, they called me the Black Widow because this is my like second or third like age gap relationship, and they're all
second
still
or
alive.
third.
I don't know why.
They're all still alive. Second or third. That would mean they're both still alive. What the hell? And which is it? Second or third? See, the fact that she doesn't automatically have the number ready tells me that, like, yeah, one was an actual relationship. The other was just some movie producer who I went in the closet with at a Diddy party, right? That's what that says to me, is she doesn't know whether to count the third one as a relationship or not.
They're calling me that. Sorry, babe.
I may be the first.
No. Our wedding day was incredibly casual. It was just
Incredibly
focusing
casual.
on pretty much how we love each other, and that's it.
Focused on her.
We got married at the
Was there a
Beverly Hills
prenup?
Park in front of the sign.
Was there a
It was
prenup?
perfect. I've been married before, and my late mother, while I was going through my divorce, she said, "Robbie, would you ever get married again?" And I said, "Mom, if I get married again, the woman I marry hasn't been born yet." And my mother laughed.
Oh,
And here we
wow.
are.
And that was 25 years ago, and we got married when I was 24. He spoke that into existence.
Yeah, her entire life, I have been single. Think about it. 25 years, I've been single.
Yeah, you act like it's spontaneous. No, you were on fucking Tinder looking for chicks her age.
Her entire life, since she was an infant, I was a single guy.
Before I was discovered musically, I was a
Yes, Rusty Rivers. They're all still alive, but they're now paying her rent.
A orchestra girl. I could play the double bass and the cello and a little viola, a little violin that I'd never sang before in my life. I had like a fear of it. I was terrified too. I thought I didn't have a good voice.
She's fabulous. What can I say?
And then they put me in the studio, like the song
they're
they
not
came
gonna
out,
have her
and they put
singing.
auto-tune on it. That's just like, I begged them to, but they didn't. And now I'm glad that they didn't because I have.
Hey, it's all good, Rusty Rivers. For the first 2 years of my show, I used to drink whiskey while I did the show, and there have been some controversies around influencers drinking on stream, and so I've switched to water. But yeah, fuck yeah, man. I'd do a drink with you, man, if I wasn't committed to this, committed to staying clean for my shows. I would definitely do a drink with you, man. Fuck yeah, man. Have a blast. Have a blast. I'm probably gonna leave this stream. I'm probably gonna go pour me a glass of whiskey while I watch the rest of the other football game. So
More confidence in myself. A lot of people do assume that I need him to take care of me.
Which, speaking of the other football game, just an update. 12 minutes left of the second quarter. Lions are ahead of the Commanders 7-3.
Or I'm using him, or he's a sugar daddy, and that's not the case at all. My music is taking off, and yeah, we have a really healthy, balanced relationship. This is my sweet baby girl. Her name is
Wait a minute. Yeah. You got the girl. So you've got the child support payments. You've got the child support payments all wrapped up.
Genevieve Angeline. She had SMA type 1, so she.
Redskins. Yes, the Washington. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading the screen instead of using my brain. Yes, the Washington Redskins. My bad. The commies.
She was very sick, and they told me she had a 5% chance of making it to 2 years old. So every single day, I would start off with rainbow lights and dance music, and she was paralyzed and on a respirator, and this was during COVID as well. So we couldn't go outside. I couldn't take her anywhere.
Man.
And unfortunately, she passed away about almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in May. I gave her absolute best life I possibly could. That's one area of my life I have no regrets on. I was
one area.
A good mom.
One area. She got one area where she has no regrets.
My bestie. She's so cute, man. I know. I did a good job making her.
Aw. But now that she's gone,
Let's call your mommy.
Hey, Mom.
I get spoiled in Santa Monica.
How you doing, lady?
Great.
So how did you feel when I told you about me and Robbie? Honestly.
I wasn't surprised. I know that you like someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
Knows
doesn't play
what
head
they're
games
doing.
and has had experiences in life and can, just be themselves around you.
It's like he's just unapologetically himself.
Would you have been happier with her dating people her own age?
No, not at all.
Why?
I've seen those guys. Guys her age are very immature and stupid, and they don't really have their life together, and they meander. And Willow's not a meanderer.
I love Meander, by the way. I remember when Meander came out. I was there.
Oh yeah, there's the $1 million question. Rusty Rivers hit what I was just about to ask. Where is Willow's dad? He's long gone. I would fucking put money down. I'd put a $20 bill down. The only way I could even make the bet is if I ever met this chick's mom, but I would put a $20 bill down that this chick's dad left her mom at that age. And that's one of the reasons she's like, I've met boys her age. They're all idiots. That's why she's got this negative opinion of younger men, because that's when good old dad left.
I have a question. Would you like to have another child with Rob?
I think at some point in the future, absolutely. I
Oh,
think
did you see that? His head went like this, real like he didn't do a full on no, but he like shook his head while she was saying it.
at some point in the future, absolutely.
Question: would
What?
you like to have another child with Rob?
I think at some point in the future,
Yeah, you see it?
absolutely. I think it's going to be in many a year's time because
many?
I don't know. I think I would still feel
Many a year's time. Dear Lord, you're gonna be like David Letterman, fucking having fucking kids at 68 and shit.
guilty about loving another child. Healing takes time. I don't know.
For me, based on my age, 3 to 4 years would be okay with me. Anything longer than that, I could probably break a hip changing a diaper.
Why did you decide to marry us?
It was an adventure, and
Yeah.
people don't really remember gifts as well. You will always remember that I married you.
Or she will always hate you until you die for marrying us. It could really go either way, you know.
Happy wife, happy life. He knows the rules already, which is why I got one that's seasoned.
She trained me well.
No, the last two did.
Okay.
The last
Third
two
time's a
did.
charm. How would you
So he's
describe
been
our
divorced
relationship? Be totally honest.
Funny. You have a very fun relationship, and a mother couldn't ask
And to be honest, Willow's eyes are a little crazy too, but she, you know, all the makeup kind of hides how big and fucked up they are.
for someone to love their daughter as much as you love mine.
That actually got me a little misty.
Fake eyelashes.
I can't cry.
I got a lump in my throat just now with you saying that.
All right, I love you. Bye.
When I first met you, I couldn't believe.
Wait. So she's the talented musician who can sing and play all these instruments, and Love Don't Judge puts him on piano, singing to her. We don't get to hear her with her talent. We got to hear this guy sing. What
It was true.
Rob has changed my life for the better in so many ways.
How you do all the things that you do.
I'm now loving literally every single second of every moment.
Oh, I'm so happy all the time.
Has she changed my life? She's completed it. I'm done.
No. Oh no.
And I thank
That's
you,
not a
baby,
good
for
sign, dude.
being mine.
Don't ever let a woman complete you. Be a complete person yourself and let your woman add to your life and be a gift to an already blessed life. Bless yourself first. Commit. Love her with all your heart, but don't take the opinion that she completes you. Because if there's ever a time when you lose her, then you lose you're going to lose a part of yourself anyway. But then you couldn't be a human anymore. Okay. That's that. Here's what I'll say. Her having a child who passed away probably helps this situation a lot. I have found that younger people who go through trauma, who go through certain adult situations, who are forced to grow in ways that they didn't intend to grow at younger ages, tend to grow up really fucking fast. I know myself, I was a teenage father and, did the whole father stuff at a very young age. I was 17 when my son was born. Now, granted, that's not too uncommon nowadays, but at the time I did it, it was pretty uncommon. It was pretty new. Really required a level of maturity I wasn't ready to handle. But grew up real fast. Bulldozer 74 says my rant wasn't too spicy, was it? What rant? What? I don't remember what rant you're talking about. I have a bad memory. You got to remember that. You don't have to remember it because if I can't remember, I don't expect you to remember either. But yeah, I have a bad memory. I'm just going to throw that out there. My memory's really shitty. But no, yeah, I do. I'm vaguely remembering, yeah, watching your stream recently, and yeah, you went into a good little tirade. Yeah, I do kind of remember some of that. If I'm remembering right, I agreed with everything you damn said. Pretty fun stuff. The live streaming, not the government corruption. Oh, the drive-through guy. Oh, wait, sent a rant. Oh, a Rumble rant. What? Are Rumble rants no longer coming through on? Damn it. Are no Rumble rants not coming through on StreamYard anymore? Oh man, I'm gonna have to keep another window open to the chat. Yep. I guess StreamYard doesn't support Rumble rants anymore. Fuck. Dear Lord. So yeah, we have Bulldozer for $2. Sucks that guy finished himself off forever. Holy shit. Yes. Amazing. Finished himself off forever. Holy crap. Yeah, I bet there was there was quite a spurt at the end of that that self-servicing. Yeah, Bulldozer Rumble rant. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess they're no longer showing me Rumble rants on StreamYard. Terrible. Fuck. Anyway, thank you for the donation. I'm definitely going to have to get another celebratory in my soundboard for the donations. I don't often get donations, so thank you so much. A million thank yous. All right, well, that's going to be the culture plate for today. Again, I'm not sure what time on Tuesday. I know I'm going to be doing one sometime between 11 and 3, and then one sometime in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening time, 5-6 o'clock, something like that, Central Time. These are Central Time. I live in the Central Time zone. Go Chiefs. So yeah, that's my plan for streaming on Monday, and also do the streams on Wednesday and Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, same bat time, same bat channel. Well, except for tonight, when there's nothing crazy going on that causes me to skip. Bulldozer says, if I could give more, I certainly would. You put out a solid product. Hey, no need. This is therapy for me. There definitely will be a time, probably soon. Hey, we got Sangland 86 over on Rumble too. Cheers and welcome. Rusty Rivers says Chiefs are bullshit though. Yeah. So yeah, welcome Sanglant. Good seeing you. Good seeing you in the chat. But yeah, Bulldozer. Yeah, there's no pressure. Yeah, this is therapy for me. I love this stuff. There will probably be a time within the next year or two where I might start incorporating some sort of asking for donations, but without actually asking for donations. Because I do want to reward the people who donate to the show, but I don't want to ask for donations. To me, this is more therapy. Yeah, I would eventually like for the show to at least pay for itself. Like if I ever need a new microphone or keyboard, I want to have that money, in my Rumble account where I could just withdraw it, put it over on Amazon and get me some equipment. But for now, no need. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a show talking about comic books and comic movies on Monday. And then I'm also going to be doing a stream talking about the inauguration and any events that may come up with it. And then Wednesday, I'll be doing the normal show, 6 p.m. Central. And then Saturdays, I also do the show 6 p.m. Central. Down in the description are links to all my social media and video platforms. English, motherfucker. Can you speak it? Yeah. So stay tuned there if you're going to be looking for me on Monday morning / afternoon. Stay tuned there. I will make an announcement before I go live. And yeah, till then, till next time, go ahead and please click that thumbs up. And if you're new here, like Rusty Rivers here, make sure you click that follow button. And feel free to watch another one of my videos. Go look for my old boy band rant and stuff like that. You know, I've had some good shows. Sangla says if Rumble actually does what Crowder was talking about, it might just happen. What Crowder was talking about? I must have missed that announcement from Crowder. I did, I've noticed that there's been a lot of movement in the Rumble stock price as of lately. So yeah, but yeah, knowing that the Rumble rants don't work, that's gonna sell me on it. I'm gonna look into my StreamYard subscription tonight when I get off the stream and probably jump back over to Rumble Studio. Because yeah, if I'm not seeing Rumble rants, there's a problem. Yeah, Bill Dozer wants you to elaborate as well. Oh, paying creators based on premium viewers. That'd be interesting. I mean, because a lot of people I know, are signed up for Rumble Premium and just view each other. So that works. And plus, me owning some Rumble stock, that helps out that too. I would use that money to go to Rumble stock, if not just for keyboards and microphones. Anyway, I got to wrap this thing up and go cook my girlfriend some dinner. So, folks, thank you for showing up. I definitely hope to see you all on future broadcasts. And yeah, cheers to everyone who showed up in the chat. And cheers to everyone who's watching later on demand. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know you were by. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. Catch you next time on Miles Culture Plate. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Go Chiefs.